hit that button. And whatever the price is, we were going to lock it in and then pay out $1,000 to the group of people who predict the closest. Welcome. There's no money, there's no price to enter. Stonks.com. Make a prediction on to the right price. You win a share of $1,000. And everyone gets one free entry every single day. Get more free entries if you share your link. So there's all sorts of ways you can earn free entries. You're going to win some money. It's like pretty much guaranteed, like, because you can place a bet.
Come over, make a free account. Super easy. Super easy.
Tomorrow we could do crypto.
That could be interesting. That would be interesting. That could be interesting. That would be interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let's do it.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me. Oh, okay. See the winners. We have winners.
We have winners.
Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right, winners are up. Let's see. Noise. Shout out to all the winners. I mean, heck, let's go here. It's coming in first place with $125.55. Right here, also coming in second place was coming in third place. Fourth place coming in fifth place with coming in sixth place with seventh place. $10,000 giveaway coming up. Shout out to the numbers that have continued being growing. Like even this in the chat right now, we have 424 people. You'll learn the game over time. You'll learn the game over time, though. We'll see everybody tomorrow, though. Peace out, chat. Peace out, chat.
All right, peace out, guys. Thank you. So if you're just joining, welcome to Stonks. This is a new and improved Stonks.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's gonna be exciting today. We're gonna do the first $1,000 giveaway on Stonks.
Yeah. Super exciting. Somebody's gonna win money.
Sign up and make a prediction. There's a big yellow button. Hit that button. And whatever the price is, we were going to lock it in and then pay out $1,000 to the group of people who predict the closest. Welcome. There's no money, there's no price to enter. Stonks.com. Make a prediction on to the right price. You win a share of $1,000. And everyone gets one free entry every single day. Get more free entries if you share your link. So there's all sorts of ways you can earn free entries. You're going to win some money. It's like pretty much guaranteed, like, because you can place a bet.
Come over, make a free account. Super easy.
Tomorrow we could do crypto.
That could be interesting. That would be interesting. That could be interesting. That would be interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let's do it.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me. Oh, okay. See the winners. We have winners.
We have winners.
Oh, let's go. Oh, Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, winners are up. Let's see. Noise. Shout out to all the winners. I mean, heck, let's go here. Coming in first place, $125.55. 55 cents. Right here, also coming in second place was coming in third place. Fourth place, coming in fifth place with coming in sixth place with seventh place. $10,000 giveaway coming up. Shout out to the numbers that have continued being growing. Like even this in the chat right now, we have 424 people. You'll learn the game over time. You'll learn the game over time though. We'll see everybody tomorrow though. Peace out, chat. Peace out, chat.
All right, peace out, guys. Thank you. As if you're just joining, welcome to Stonks. This is a new and improved Stonks.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's gonna be exciting today. We're gonna do the first $1,000 giveaway on Stonks.
Yeah. Super exciting. Somebody's gonna win money.
Sign up and make a prediction. There's a big yellow button. Hit that button. And whatever the price is, we're going to lock it in and then pay out $1,000 to the group of people who predict the closest. Welcome. There's no money. There's no price to enter. Stonks.com. Make a prediction to the right price. You win a share of $1,000. And everyone gets one free entry every single day. Get more free entries if you share your link. There's all sorts of ways you can earn free entries. You're going to win some money. It's like pretty much guaranteed. Like because you can place a bet.
Come over, make a free account. Super easy. Super easy.
Tomorrow we could do crypto.
That could be interesting. That would be interesting. That could be interesting. That would be interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let's do it.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me. Oh, okay. Let's see the winners. We have winners. Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right, winners are up. Let's see. Noise. Shout out to all the winners. I mean, heck, let's go here. Coming in first place, $125.55. 55 cents. Right here, also coming in second place was coming in third place. Fourth place, coming in fifth place with coming in sixth place with seventh place. $10,000 giveaway coming up. Shout out to the numbers that have continued being growing. Like even this in the chat right now, we have 424 people. You'll learn the game over time. You'll learn the game over time though. We'll see everybody tomorrow though. Peace.
Hey, hope everybody's having a great day today.
Hello,
It is,
GM. Welcome back.
Yes,
We're all back together today.
Yeah, we're all back. It's like getting the old crew back. Man, now the last 2 days have been great too. So hey, the market wasn't so happy, but I mean, chat was happy, so that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Hope everybody's day is going well. It still feels like it's Wednesday now, but it is Thursday indeed. Holidays always mess me up. I'm always like, what is going on? But yeah, I mean, it's been a decently okay market today compared to the last two. So I guess it could always be worse. It is September though, so it's the bad blood month of the year, unfortunately.
Tesla's up today.
Tesla is up today though. Yeah, I mean Tesla, honestly, like even yesterday, Tesla had a good update too. I feel like when the market was going up and Tesla was going down, it's like on the exact opposites. Now when the market's like, Tesla's on the up those days. So you can't complain too much about that, especially if that's a large part of your portfolio. Overall, I mean, hey, we will not complain.
What camera angle is better? Is it this one or this one?
Probably the other, just because like it's hard to get everybody's like with 4 people, it's like obviously like perfect that way, but with 3 people, it's just like weird the way because you have to like get your get in the right angle. You're like trying to like you're like over here like bending, like what's going on? This one right here is definitely better though, for sure. Oh man. So how has your guys' day been today? Ollie and Murdy? It's been a nice day today. Has it been a stressful day?
After yesterday, the way I deal with the market is I just don't look at it. So don't know what's going on. It can't bother you.
That's Ain't that the truth? I try not to look at it, but then again, like our jobs kind of evolve around it a little bit. So I try not to look at it too much.
Yeah, the market's doing its thing. I just eat snacks.
Yep, true. I mean, again, it is September, so it's like every time September rolls around, I just like try to get myself like ready for the red month. I'm like, yep, here comes September again. I don't know why, but every September, it's
why is that?
I don't know, but it is. I swear, I don't know if it's because like it's the end of like maybe some of the fiscal years. So some people are some companies, computers are selling off some during September, getting ready for the next fiscal year. Maybe I think maybe that's like some of it. Then obviously what happens is people have stop losses, so they get stopped out, right? And then that kind of furthers the red market, and then like people get scared because they think the end of times are coming for some reason. Even though if you look at the market overall, we've been up like great this year. Then those people start kind of like panic selling a little bit too, and it kind of just diverges that way. But literally like every September, I try not to even look at the market. I'm just like, nope, not doing it because I know it's just going to be a red month. I'm hoping obviously we have some good like swings this month though, at least. Maybe it's not all red. Maybe we have some pretty good swings, but I feel like every time September comes around, even if it's down like a percentage point or two from the start of September, then it's just the way it's going to be.
Sure. I feel like I missed the last few days, and like each of the stocks we picked had so much action on them, right? Like C3 AI. Oh my God. Like,
oh my goodness, man. That was wild.
Yeah, today, like yesterday and today. Wow.
Yeah, man. It was C3 yesterday. Man, I didn't expect it to go down that far, but man, it just plummeted like a rock.
Is having AI in your name negative signal now?
At this point, I think so. Like I was like, at first when they went over and like they had their symbol as AI, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of smart. Now I'm like, maybe this isn't so smart.
Sorry to hear, Bree.
I see people in chat commenting about the stonks jacket here. So just FYI, if you are a content creator on stonks, you can get one of these jackets. So just message Muskan if you're streaming on stonks, and you need to message her now, like today, because we're gonna place the order today. So
yep.
And you can have your name on it, your Stonks username on it.
Nice, fancy. And that's not printed. That is sewn, right?
It's sewn.
So when you touch it, you could see it's like
yeah. There's like a
here. There we go. Show it, Murthy.
Yeah, it's fabric.
Yeah.
It's sewn
it's
into the fabric.
It's embroidered in. I like it.
Yep.
A lot.
So message Muskan. She's in our creator Discord, and she will hook you up.
Yep.
If you're a Stonks user, well, we got to figure it out. Maybe the winners get a jacket. We work on it.
The winners get the jackets. Yeah, that'd be nice too. 100%.
That would be
All
cool.
All right.
Yep. Shout out to Dieter for the really cool intro.
Yep.
As well. And we have a very special guest here today on the stream with us. Should we pull her up?
Yeah, let's do
pull
her up. Let's do it.
Awesome. Ina, you ready? We're gonna pull you on stage.
Yeah. She looks like she is ready.
Okay. There we go. Welcome, Ina Braverman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Ina is just a quick intro. Is the founder and CEO of EcoWave, which is a wave power renewable energy company. They are listed on the Nasdaq under Wave, and their stock has been up 215% year to date. I think 70% over the last trading 1 year. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
We got Jason and Murthy, my co-hosts, here with me. Ina, maybe just start off by telling us a little bit about what is wave power. I think most people don't know.
No, probably not.
So wave power is a renewable energy source, is a clean energy source similar to solar and to wind. But what is unique in wave power is that water has 832 times the kinetic energy of air, meaning wave power can produce much larger energy amounts with much smaller devices on less spaces. And what's super cool about it is that according to the World Energy Council, wave energy can actually produce twice the amount of electricity that the world produces now. For comparison, right now the whole world produces only 20% of its electricity from renewable energy. Solar, wind, tidal, thermosolar, all of this is 20%. Wave energy on its own can be twice the amount of energy that the world produces now. And in the United States alone, according to the Energy Information Administration, can provide around 66% of all the United States energy needs.
Very, very cool. And were you a scientist or engineer by training? How did you get into this, like climate change?
So I'm not a scientist and I'm not an engineer. And I think that's kind of what makes me special, because, sometimes when you're coming outside of a certain industry, then you're thinking a little bit outside the box and you're thinking a little bit with more creativity. My story is it's a long story, but I'll summarize it because we have only 1 hour. But basically, I live in Israel, but I wasn't born in Israel. I was born in Ukraine in 1986. And 2 weeks after I was born, the Chernobyl nuclear reactor exploded, which was the largest in history nuclear disaster. And I was one of the babies that got hurt from the negative effects of the explosion. I actually had a respiratory arrest and a clinical death. And luckily, my mother, she's a nurse, she came to the crib on time. She saw me blue and pale and not breathing. And she gave me a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, which saved my life. I don't remember any of that. I was a baby. But, growing up, I kept hearing from my family, like, wow, that's so cool. You got a second chance in life. You should really do something good with it. And when I was 4 years old, my family immigrated from the Ukraine to Israel. And again, settled in a super small town in the north of Israel. So, no matter how much you want to make a change, it's going to be super hard there, Mm-hmm. And so growing up, I chose to study political science in Haifa University. It's a university in the north of Israel. I thought, okay, for becoming this great politician, maybe I will make some peace in the Middle East or something that would really change the world. That didn't work out so well, as we've seen in the recent news in Ukraine and in Israel. So right now I'm in the United States. You should be careful. Anyway, but when I finished my university, I found out there's no lineup of politicians that are waiting to hire, a young lady fresh from university with a degree in political science. And I went to work as English Hebrew translator for a renewable energy company. And there I kind of discovered the whole like wonderful world of renewable energy. But whereas solar and wind were already like packed with competition, there was not too much innovation that you can make. Wave energy was kind of the new kid in the block of renewable energy. It was exciting, everybody wanted it, everybody believed in it, but nobody could make it happen. So I started researching where did other companies fail. And I thought of my own kind of ideas and concept on how we can make wave energy a reality. And then when I had the idea, I put it aside as unrealistic because I didn't have the money to build a station or even like to register a patent. And then I met in a social event the co-founder of EcoWave Power. His name is David Leb. He ended up investing the first $1 million into the company. And it was like a match made in business heaven. And that was the beginning and the birth of EcoWave Power.
That's an incredible story. I hadn't heard that before. So thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that this may be the most motivated reason to go do something about energy. I mean,
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And karma is with me for sure. Like they're saying, like she actually died, had the respiratory arrest. Like so I have very pure motivation here, so I better succeed.
That's incredible. I know we have a lot of Tesla fans here on in the Stonks community, and they're chatting, they're live chatting on Stonks as well. And so I think renewable energy, climate change is near and dear to a lot of people here, and this is very relevant. This is what you are doing is very relevant to the community.
Yeah. Can I jump in? I have a question.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here. That's an amazing story. So I'm a surfer, and I cannot tell you the number of hours I have spent sitting on a surfboard, watching waves come and go, and thinking somebody should convert this wave into electricity, right? Like every surfer, especially bigger the wave, the more you're like, wow, that was powerful, and you feel it.
Yep.
Like, we get beaten down by these waves, and like it's very visceral. And I've always, for years now, thought that there must be a way. And every few months there's like an article online where someone's like, oh, this new ex-engineer figures out way to do. And so I've been just personally very interested in this topic, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, like this would be amazing. Because as surfers, we know, like we see it, we feel this energy. Sometimes we feel it too much, and it beats the shit out of us, and then we get injuries and stuff. But it is very real. So, question for you: what is the actual like plant that you're developing, or like what is the hardware or like the system, and like how does it work?
So first of all, it's very cool that you're a surfer because David, the guy that ended up investing the first $1 million that I just spoke about, so he fought and was excited about wave energy also because of surfing. He's a serial entrepreneur, and one of his investments after his exit was a surf camp called Rancho Estero in Panama. So he saw the people there surfing and seeing the power of the waves, and he says like, wow, there must be something better that you can do with it. So it's a very similar story to kind of your personal story. So that's nice to hear. How does the technology work? So EcoWave Power basically developed a completely different technology than what has been existent in the past. 99% of our competitors decided to go into the offshore. Offshore is 4 or 5 kilometers into the sea. So basically, most of the competitors took this like bulky, huge floater. Inside the floater, they stuck all the expensive machinery, generator, hydraulics, like conversion equipment, and in the hope that it will work and survive. As a surfer, you probably know that offshore you get waves of 20 meters and even higher. And unfortunately, no stationary man-made equipment can survive the loads of a 20 meters wave height. So most of these offshore power stations broke down after a few days or a few months, if they were lucky, of operation. The price was sky high because, in order to install something offshore and try to make it survive, you need ships and divers and underwater mooring and cables. So it was very expensive. It was breaking down. Insurance companies didn't want to insure offshore wave energy because nobody wants to pay premium every few days. Environmentalists were objecting offshore wave energy because it was connected to the seabed, so it created a new presence on the seabed, which is not very environmentally friendly. And it was difficult to connect to the grid because, when you're in the middle of the ocean, you need very lengthy electric lines to connect to the grid. So what EcoWave Power did, I basically understood if I solve these 5 problems, I have a game changer, right? So instead of going to the offshore, I decided connecting floaters with unique shapes that are suitable to the environment, like the wave environment. Same like you would use, I guess, a different surfboard for every, type of wave or level of experience that you have. And these floaters, they just connect to existing man-made structures like piers, jetties, breakwaters, any type of marine structures. So when you're doing it like this, the only thing in the water are the floaters, which belong in the water. And all the expensive conversion machinery, the generators and so on, are on land just like a regular power station. They can even be on top of the breakwater. So you're not occupying any prime real estate. Your price is very low because you don't need ships, divers, underwater mooring, cables, and so on. You can get insurance because anyway, the breakwater or the marine structure is insured, right? Because it's belonged to a port or to a city that insure it, so you insure it as part of the structure. You can easily connect to the grid because most of these structures, they're owned by cities or ports, which are very high consumers of electricity. So they would always have a grid connection point in proximity to that breakwater. And zero environmental impact because, again, these breakwaters and piers in the water, they build them to protect coastal environments from storms, but they're not very environmentally friendly because cement and rocks in the water is not environmentally friendly. So basically, we take something that's not environmentally friendly, but is built to protect the local communities, and we turn it into a source of clean electricity. And in kind of simple words, how it works, basically, the floaters are going up and down with the movement of the waves. They're pushing the... Sorry? So I said the floaters are going up and down with the movement of the waves. They're pushing the hydraulic cylinders, which transmit biodegradable fluid into land-located accumulators. A pressure is being built. The higher the wave, the higher the pressure, which is used to turn the hydromotor, turn in the generator, and sends clean electricity to the grid via an inverter. When the waves are too high for the system to handle, our floaters automatically go up. They rise above the water level, and they stay in the upward position until the storm passes. When the storm passes, they go back into the water and commence operation. If you would open one of the, I see you're showing some articles and stuff, really one of the videos or one of the photos, I think it will be even more clear, with some visual image.
Okay, I don't know if this is how your system works. I think this is maybe just like a one-on-one on wave energy, but maybe you can use this to tell us if this is correct.
Yeah.
And
this is one of the offshore systems that I explained. You see, it's not connected to anything. It's connected to the seabed. It's not connected to the shoreline. So that's exactly what we don't do. If you do it's YouTube, right? If you do in YouTube this channel, just put EcoWave Power and put one of our videos.
Yeah.
Then you will be able to kind of, I think, show our technology. Here, you can open.
There it is, right there. I think.
You can open the first video. Yeah.
The first video
one at the top. Okay.
First, whatever you prefer. Yeah. So you see, basically, this is a pilot plan that we did in Gibraltar. Like you saw before, the only thing in the water was the floaters that you see here on the screen right now that belong in the water. These floaters are going up and down with the movement of the wave. This is our station already in Israel, in Jaffa port. And you have the conversion unit. You see, you have pipes here that are leading to the conversion unit that is located on land, just like a regular power station. So you have no damage, basically. You have no damage even if you have a storm. All your expensive equipment is on land, just like a regular power station. And the only thing in the water are floaters, which belong in the water. And here you can actually see a good video you chose. Here you see the inside of the conversion unit that I was talking about. You see, everything is out, everything is on the dry, which enables us to use primarily off-the-shelf parts. And here another conversion unit from the outside.
Awesome.
This is very cool. Okay. And
that's also interesting. This is our storm protection mechanism. So you see in this video, it's a big storm. So the floaters there are folded upwards. And when the storm is over, they just go in the water, like in this video, and commence operation.
That's
very
smart.
Cool.
Yeah, very smart, actually.
The storms destroy everything. I mean, there's really, I was going to ask, storms are a big problem. How much electricity does this generate? Like from the, just the steady motion, what are we looking at, and how does that compare to solar and wind, on a per kilowatt sort of basis?
So the energy generated is basically dependent on two factors. It's dependent on the wave height and the wave period. So the higher the wave and the shorter the time period between one wave and another, the more energy we produce. How it compares? Look, if you compare a good location for wave energy and a good location for solar energy, wave energy technology will always produce more electricity. Not because it's so much better than solar, just because you have night or cloud coverage or winter where solar energy will not produce any electricity. Whereas wave energy in a location that is, has wavy nature, usually you have a constant movement of the waves. So you will produce 24/7 around the clock. So that's a big advantage. And as I said in the beginning, the kinetic energy in water is much greater, is 832 times greater than the kinetic energy in air. So meaning with a very small device, you can produce much more electricity. For example, for a rule of thumb for solar is that you need about 10 square meters per each 1 kilowatt of installed capacity. 1 kilowatt is about like one household for an hour, electricity need for an hour. In Gibraltar, we had a station of 100 kilowatt, which is 10 times more, on a 20 square meters. Meaning on the same space, you put 2 kilowatt of solar or 100 kilowatt of wave. It's a big difference.
Also congratulations on this news article. Is this the first megawatt scale wave energy project there?
Yes, so it's the first megawatt scale project that EcoWave Power is executing. And I believe that it also will be the first kind of commercial wave energy project in the world. So I think it's a very big step forward for EcoWave Power, but also will be a very large step forward for the whole industry. Because as I said earlier, the biggest fear kind of investors and energy companies that want to penetrate the wave energy field is, that it will be too expensive, that it will break down, that you can't insure it, that it's not environmentally friendly, that you can't connect it to the grid. So all these 5 problems we solved. We solved it in Gibraltar, we solved it in Jaffa Port. We're doing now a demonstration project in the port of LA to also show it in United States. And the Portuguese project will not only show, hey guys, we're not expensive and we don't break down, but it will show that we can generate significant energy amounts and actually make money. So I think this is here a game changer for the industry.
It's rare that I really wish a company succeeds because it'll make the world a better place. Most companies are out there to make a profit. And I feel like, with Tesla, we all were we hope this succeeds because it'll make the world a better place. And I think it's the same with you. I really hope this vision comes to fruition because this will make the world a better place. And it just, there's so many logical reasons where it makes sense because, you've got a good chunk of the world where there's not a lot of sunlight, like the UK, for example. But guess what? They have a ton of tidal energy, right? Ton of coastline. Most population in the world, people live close to the coastline, right? So that's where most of the utility usage is anyways. It's not in the middle of a landmass, right? It's almost always on the coast. So there's so many reasons why this makes sense. And as a surfer, yes, I've dreamt years for this.
And Modi, what I like that you're very supportive of it as a surfer, because many times I get questions by surfers. They say, oh, you're going to take my surfing spot to do wave energy? And I always kind of calm them down and I tell them, don't worry, we only connect to breakwaters, and surfers always stay away from these kind of structures because, if you have a big swell, it can push you inside the structure and then not so good for the health of the surfer. So I calm them down that we don't use any of their surfing zones, and then everybody are happy.
No, this is not going to interfere with surfing because surfers stay away from breakwaters. Now, what we don't like are breakwaters, but they get built anyways, and once they're built, they're built. So there's nothing to do there.
You have to build it for safety, mostly of ports and so on, because if not, storms come and they destroy the whole coastline and so on, and there's a problem.
Oh my God, the questions on Stonks Chat are actually smart today. They're really good questions. I want to read a bunch of them. What losses does this device face with tide cycles compared to deep water wave energy, where it might be more consistent?
What losses? The question was?
Yeah, with tide cycles, maybe closer to the shore versus deeper.
So it's not exactly tide. We're not dependent on tide. We're dependent on wave. That's a little different. But the question is a smart question. You're right, because most companies went into the offshore because in the offshore you have the highest amount of energy. As I said, in the offshore you can have a wave of 20 meter, which is tsunami wave, and in the onshore, hopefully you will not have it. It's not considered such a common thing. But there is a study that was made that is showing that although the wave energy offshore is much greater, the available energy, the exploitable energy in the offshore and nearshore is merely the same. Why? Because most of the wave energy technologies, they agree that they harness the way to take out the energy from the wave is using hydraulic principles. So basically, as I explained, you have a floater that is pushing a hydraulic cylinder and the pressure creates power. That's how it works. There are cylinders, the off-the-shelf cylinders, they come in certain size. For example, they have a stroke size, a movement size of 5 meters. So even if the wave in the offshore is 20 meters, you're not producing energy from the 20 meters because your hydro cylinder has a movement cycle of 5. Okay? So what happened that the 20-meter wave works on breaking your hydro cylinder instead of you producing electricity. So in the same 5 meters nearshore or offshore, you would produce same amount of energy, same stroke size, but you have much more chances to get broken in the offshore.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Jason Murty, you want to get this next question from Hot Trades?
Yeah, sure. So Hot Trades asks, can you share your vision for eco wave power over the next 5 to 10 years? Yes. And how you plan to scale up wave energy technology to become a significant contributor to the global renewable energy mix?
Oh, I really like the questions. So first of all, I'll give our short-term kind of plans because 5 to 10 years is a long time. But when we discuss in stock market, it's better to have good events early on, not wait the whole 10 years. So as some of you maybe know, we're operating the first grid-connected power station right now in the history of Israel. It's built and funded 50% by the Israeli government, by the Israeli Energy Ministry, which recognize our technology as pioneering technology, and 50% by EDF, Électricité de France, which is the French national electrical company. We have been operating it a year with very good results and very good improvements. Like we went from a significant downtime to zero downtime in the last months. We improved the energy generation and different systems, subsystems together with EDF. We're expected to have the official opening with the government of Israel, representatives from EDF, and so on, in the beginning of December, in December 5th. So we believe this will be a big event, and this collaboration is very important for us because EDF is the largest renewable energy producer in Europe. So this is kind of our way to penetrate the European market, and they also gave us a month ago the EDF Pulse Award for this collaboration. As part of the award, they're introducing us to EDF branches in France, in Chile, and in other locations. So we see Europe as a strategic market, and through this project and this collaboration, we're planning to penetrate to the European market. Right after we open in the Israeli power station officially, we will finish constructing our Port of LA project. This is our first project in the United States. The investor in the Port of Los Angeles project is Shell, the oil and gas company. They're investing 50% of the project. They're very interested. They're very supportive of the project. And we're very excited to move forward with our US project. That, I believe, will create significant awareness for our company, for our technology, for our stock, because, what happens in the US and happens well, usually happens well in other places as well. People look up to technology and innovation in the United States. We will also have a big opening ceremony with Shell, with government representative, and so on in the Port of LA as soon as that happens. And in the same time, in March this year, we announced that we received the final licenses for the construction of our first commercial scale installation in Portugal. So according to the terms of the license, we have 20 months to complete the Portugal project, and this will be our first megawatt scale project, which will enable us to finally show production of significant energy amount, not just pilots that are proving the cost and the reliability, but actually something that produces more electricity. And I believe this will be the first commercial one in the world. In the same time, while working on the first commercial scale power station, while doing the work in Israel, and while opening the first power station in the United States, we also put a lot of emphasis on creation of legislation and regulation. So here in the United States, we helped draft law SB 605, which is Senate Bill 605, that passed into law by Governor Newsom recently for giving a special budget for wave energy in California. And right now we're collaborating with the Congresswoman Annette Barragon, also from California, that she came up with the Marine Energy Act, which is an act that is supposed to appropriate $1 billion of federal funding into wave energy. This is the first time that there will be federal legislation for wave energy. So this is very exciting as well. This will give us a lot of growth opportunities, because when there's much more funding opportunities and expansion opportunities in the US, that helps. And kind of one very interesting thing, while we're working on all these projects, which are all short term, right? We're opening all these free power stations within a period of 20 months. You know, wave energy, because it's so new, usually maybe a power station opens once in 10 years, which is not enough. So here we're actually opening the third and the fourth one. We're also starting, we rearranged our kind of offices and our structure of the company to be able to support turnkey projects. So for whoever doesn't know the term turnkey meaning sale of equipment. So not only that we will start now doing, building power station and making our money from selling electricity to the grid, we will also be selling the equipment to third parties. This will help us, one, create regulation and create presence in countries that we don't work yet, So usually when governments see that there's a pilot or something working, they're much more passionate and, much faster to create regulation and give different types of support. It will enhance our company's cash flow. It will enable us to put much more stations out there for external from external partners that would also do for us the kind of all the regulation, the bureaucracy, the licensing, the grid connection. So it will save us a lot of time in trying to develop the project, because we will go with strategic partners like EDF and Shell. And what's very exciting, and please pay attention, in the next few days we will announce it. In the past, we already announced that we signed an MOU with Taiwan for the first Asian wave energy power station. So this is moving forward very, very well. So we are soon to announce that we will make the first sale there, the first sale of power station. So I think this kind of news will also show that EcoWave Power can, not only be innovative and exciting, but also profitable while doing so.
Yep.
I have a question.
That's super awesome.
Sorry.
Are you good?
How much wear and tear do you get? Because, these arms are going like this 24/7. Sure, in a storm you can raise it and it doesn't affect it. That's a great idea. But, otherwise they're doing this like, every single day.
Fatigue.
What is the maintenance cost, or how often do they break down? Because it's a moving object that's taking load, and that has to be causing wear and tear, right?
So your loads are not on the arm, actually. Your loads are more like on the connection. You have two connection points to the wall. One connection is the hydro cylinder to the structure, and the other connection is the arm, what you call the arm that holds the floater to the structure. So the load itself is not on the arm, it's on the connection point. We do, of course, all the calculation and all the loads analysis prior to make sure that it can withstand the loads. Some parts have to go through regular maintenance. For example, a hydraulic cylinder, the arm is just steel that's going up and down. There's nothing there that's like very sensitive, and it's coated with the appropriate marine painting, epoxy painting to prevent damage. But the hydraulic cylinder, for example, when you buy a hydraulic cylinder, you buy it with guarantee for a certain amount of strokes. Some are 10,000 strokes, some are 50,000 strokes, and after that, you don't have guarantee for it. So sometimes we do have to do regular maintenance. Like, for example, you open the cap of the hydro cylinder and you change the seals. There are seals out there that prevent leakage and stuff like that. So we do regular maintenance. But as I explained before, because all our sensitive, or most of our sensitive equipment is not in the water, is on land, like all the generator, all the accumulators, all the valves, all the automation. So our cost actually of O&M, operation and maintenance, is quite low. So in our world, in the energy world, you name the cost as, the cost is called OPEX, and what percentage the OPEX is from the CAPEX. CAPEX is the cost of the equipment. So our OPEX from the CAPEX is around 3.2%, which is super low. Like the regular one in the world is up to 8% for solar, wind, coal, nuclear, and so on.
Sure. Okay, well, that's helpful. Jason, we have a bunch of more exciting questions in chat. You want to grab some of them?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about this. So, obviously, Hot Trades has to drop another one. So you said let's talk revenue growth. Tell us about your yearly revenue and how that's been growing year over year.
So in the first years, the company didn't have too much revenue because the company was doing excessive R&D. We were developing the product. We were putting pilots on pilots. It's pretty clear that you're not making money because you're mostly, working to prove that, guys and girls, our technology works. We don't break down. We're insurable. We're environmentally friendly. We can connect to the grid without burning the grid, because that's, when nobody connected wave energy in Israel, for example, before, then that's a fear that the authorities actually have. So on the pilots, we weren't making money, and we will not be making money out of pilots. Pilots are there to create kind of growth potential for us. We put the pilot, the government makes legislation, we get rights for commercial installation, and then we move forward. In recent year, we showed some revenues from feasibility study services that we started doing, and different auxiliary services like engineering services. We did a feasibility study for Chevron on connecting our floaters to offshore oil and gas drilling platforms. We did recently a feasibility study for Shell about the potential in the US. We identified 77 sites in the US, which kind of are the initial sites that we suggest to develop wave energy on, and also did some offshore assessment for their oil and gas drilling platforms. We did some work for a big engineering company called JESA in Morocco, for Rogan Associates in Greece. So we provided mostly engineering services and, as I said, a feasibility study. Now, as I said before, we're kind of looking to grow our revenue streams by providing also actual sale of equipment. Same like solar producers, like wind turbine producers, they sell the actual turbine or the actual panels. So we will do the same thing with the first deal expected to be in Asia, as I said.
Awesome. That's really cool. So is there like an average cost for like I guess one of the more simpler systems, and how long does that take to pay itself off for, say, company that's looking to buy one of these?
So look, in that regard, EcoWave Power is no different than other renewable energy sources. The bigger you go, the bigger you build, the cheaper it is. You have economies of scale. So according to our calculation, once we reach a size of 20 megawatts and above, for comparison, 20 megawatts is around 20,000 households. Once you reach this size, you get to the most kind of economy of scale. So at this size, our cost can be as low as $1.5 million per 1 megawatt, which is comparable to the price of onshore wind, for example. Mm-hmm. And our LCOE, levelized cost of electricity, can be as low as $0.05 per kilowatt hour, which is already attractive. In terms of ROI, look, the ROI depends on two things. One, which waves do you have in the location? The higher the waves, the more energy you will produce. Same like solar, same like wind. And what is the tariff? Like, how much does the government, the electrical company, pay you for each kilowatt hour of electricity that you sell to the grid? So the higher the tariff and the higher the wave, the more money you will make. In good locations where both of these indicators are high, you will ROI in 3 to 6 years, which is super fast for an energy project.
That's really good, yeah. I agree with
Oh,
that.
great questions today.
Yeah,
guys.
really, really good questions.
Stonks fam, great questions. This is great.
Thank you.
This is great, we're very impressive, and we're rooting for you. As Murthy said, I think you're doing good in the world, so we hope you win.
100%.
Thank you.
What's the next big milestone in terms of, where you feel the company can become sustainable? Because I'm assuming the company is sort of losing money right now, right? And so, like, in your mind, what do you have to achieve where you go like, okay, we'll break even and like, we'll control our own destinies?
So the company is losing money, but it's important to say that the company, I would say, loses very little money. Like we finished the year 2023 with a net loss of $1.8 million. And that's with Israeli power station built, with a new partnership in LA, with all the licensing done in Portugal, like with a lot of progress, actual construction, actual moving forward. So 1.8 million loss for an energy company is not considered like, let's say, a big loss. And we are known to make our loss smaller every year. Like, so when we went public first, our loss was like $4 million. And we're already at 1.8 because we started having revenues, we started having strategic partnership, we learned how to get more grants and so on. The best way for us to go and become kind of financially independent, I would say, is doing what we're doing right now with the turnkey project, selling the equipment. Look, it's enough for us to sell 3 pilot projects to become profitable. For a comparison, not even big ones, just 3 pilot projects, and you're moving from losing 1.8 to gaining X amount of money. So it's not very hard because of the simplicity of equipment. What takes us long time, like in the beginning, what took us long time is the development of the technology. Now what takes us some time is really like, how do you spread the technology where many countries, states don't have still the legislation and the policy. So it can take us as little as 6 months to provide a project and 2 years to get the policy in place. So that's what we hope now to kind of bypass with all these turnkey projects, because we will put one small here, one small there, with strong strategic partnership that can overcome these policy barriers. And so I believe the path here is pretty clear, but we're having the same struggle that solar and wind energy companies had in the past. Solar and wind started 40 years ago. They started super expensive and they needed a lot of subsidies, and it took like very long time to approve each new solar or wind project. Like there was a lot of headache, but now look at them, like solar technicians and wind technicians are the fastest growing jobs in the United States. Like, so imagine how much have been built. So wave energy, I think, will at least compare, and at a certain point, hopefully will even bypass, other renewable energies, because 2/3 of the world population is living on the coastline. Most of our world is seas and oceans. It doesn't make sense that we will not use it.
Agreed.
Where this would do really well is in the northwest of the US, because Alaska, you get all these storms, so the wave energy is off the charts. The more north you go, the waves get bigger, and you get less sun, right? So like,
but even in places sunny, Hawaii, Oregon,
I agree.
California, you're not missing space. And what's important for me to say that I don't feel that other renewable energy sources are competitors. Like I believe that all of us together, like we're complementary to each other. So the sun doesn't shine, the wind blows. The wind doesn't blow, the waves will, you'll have an up and down movement of the waves. So like you really want 100% environmentally friendly world. Like President Biden, he said that by the year 2050, United States will become carbon neutral, like zero carbon. You want to make it happen? Right now, the United States is 20% carbon neutral.
Yeah, exactly.
You want 80 more percent, you better deploy waves.
I think, honestly, again, I think the wave power makes a lot of sense to me. Again, I have solar on top of my house. I love solar. I wish I had some waves in front of my house, because I would definitely want one of those, right? So, it's like, hey, but again, like I said,
there's a little nuance that most people may not know unless you're a surfer, which is people think waves come from winds, and that's not necessarily true. So you can have no wind locally. Like let's say I'm in Southern California right now and there's no wind outside. The waves are not coming from the winds here. They're coming from the waves either in the North Pole or the South Pole. And so you get these massive storms that generate these huge waves, and they travel across the world. And so by the time a wave shows up here that is, let's say, 4 feet, it's coming, let's say, from thousands of miles away. So you can have no local wind, as per what you were saying, but still have wave energy because the waves are coming from very far away.
Definitely makes sense.
Sorry, you were going to say.
No, I said it's very true. It's very true, and he's right. A lot of people don't know that because a lot of time I get asked like, if there's no wind, what, you will not produce any energy? So I always explain that sometimes you don't have wind. Like sometimes they even say that because of the movement of the moon and because of like different elements, you can get a wave movement in a place that there's no wind at all. So
yeah, 100%. I agree because, like I said, obviously I live near the Bayside here in Florida. And it can be obviously no winds at all, but there'd be, pretty good sized waves crashing up on the bay. So it's like at any point, I feel like there's waves pretty much. Anytime I go to the beach, pretty much there's some sort of waves, right? So taking any of that as energy in, I feel like it's a good thing overall anyway. I'm definitely excited about obviously the prospect of, wave energy. The more you even talked about today, it's piqued my interest even more. Though I have thought about it many a times, but it definitely is something that a lot of people really don't think about all the time because you don't really hear it a lot. You hear, obviously wind, solar farms and, wind farms as well, but you don't really hear too many things about obviously wave energy.
Yeah. And
I've
it's
literally
very
spent like dreams thinking about how to convert wave energy into power. I've literally had dreams on this because I'm also in like tech engineer like by interest, and so like my brain just loves the idea of like what are all the different ways you can convert like a wave into energy. And I didn't even know we were going to talk about this today, but I am so glad you're on, and this is like
no.
So I feel like a genie. I made your wish come true. You have 2 wishes left.
Oh yes.
This is great, and I think everyone enjoyed it. I think all the people, a few hundred people here, investors watching on stocks. Thank you for sharing. Your excellent work that you're doing. And should we talk a little bit about our game? Predictions closed 13 minutes ago, and we forgot to mention because we were so excited about wave energy. And you're welcome to stay and follow along a little bit, but we do these daily price prediction games on stocks, right? Stocks.com. And every day we pick a stock that is reporting earnings that day, and people put in price predictions before market close. We wait half an hour for the results to drop, and then whoever is closest to the prediction wins money, right? So sometimes the price pool is $1,000 a day, sometimes it's $10,000 a day, but people have a lot of fun with it, and it's a fun way to make money if you've lost money investing. So
if I would have known, I would make a bet myself.
There's always tomorrow. Always tomorrow.
Exactly.
So Broadcom is dropping earnings today. As far as I know, there hasn't been a movement here. So I think we're still waiting on earnings to drop. This is what their last sort of estimates and sort of actuals look like. So for the last 3 years, actually, they've met or exceeded all of their estimates. Right here, especially the last few quarters, you can see they've done fairly well. Lines generally going up here in terms of actuals and estimates. Does anyone know if they've dropped earnings yet?
I think they're supposed to be at 4:15. So like any time, 4:15 Eastern. So they should be any time dropping earnings.
Guys, we have people in chat asking when wave earnings are going to drop because they we should put wave as our.
I mean, I put it on my watch list, so because it's definitely something that, like, again, it's very early days, like she said, right? So right now you're investing super early, so.
Yeah, so you're taking a big risk as an investor, when you're investing in a company that early. But there's a true 100x potential there.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love this company. I'm going to ping her separately after this call and see if I want to like write a large check in it. I just, the energy is out there and nobody's exploited it. And like, I have literally gotten thrashed around by this energy. And so like very viscerally, I know like this is powerful.
Yeah, I know she said, I mean, you would think about it, if Shell is investing in it in California, you would figure at that point it's doing good enough that, Shell at least thinks it's something to get into. You have nations already buying into it too, right? So, it again, like I said, it's definitely something that needs to be done, right? And like she said, like the other people have tried it before. Like I feel like doing it out in the middle of the ocean, like yeah, that makes a lot of sense, but it's going to be super expensive. And like she was talking about, like at that point, you're getting waves that are just massive. They're just going to beat the hell out of anything that's out there. Unless we made something that's again a lot better. Maybe that comes eventually. Maybe they even make it, right. Wave even makes that eventually. But for right now, I feel like on the coastlines themselves, that makes the most sense to me in terms of, taking that power and putting into the grid the fastest and the cheapest. So.
Oh, August 30th. We just missed the queue.
Yeah, we did miss. We did.
Yeah, you're muted, Ali.
I'm just doing work behind the scenes here.
Okay. Guys, this was awesome. We need to have more CEOs on the show. Like, I think this was like so informative and like refreshing.
No, yeah, 100%. Like, it'd be really
look,
fun.
everyone talks of like Nvidia and Tesla all day long, and I'm kind of honestly sick of talking of the large caps, right? Because there's like, there isn't that much alpha there, right? There isn't that much, like, it's hard, right? Yeah, you can make 10-20% a year on the big tech names at this point, or lose 10-20% a year, but
yeah,
I don't know, it doesn't feel very fulfilling. This felt a lot more fulfilling. And
this was cool because people don't really talk about too much about like wave energy, right? It's not something you hear about a ton, especially all of us. A lot of us are obviously nerds and we like to nerd out on stuff like this. So like, hearing about something that you don't really hear about a ton, like I've heard of wave, power before, but it was mostly the ones I've heard of are obviously the ones offshore that are floating, which have had, terrible results. I have never heard of one that was just like on the shoreline, right? Mostly, that, is smart like this. Like it's cool. Like I said, like it even puts itself up once there's a big storm coming, waves hit a certain, once it feels the waves hit a certain height, then it kind of takes itself away. And lifts itself up. I think that's kind of cool. I think overall though, I think what they're doing there is, awesome. And it seems cool because at the end of the day, it's like, look, if Shell themselves are like, look, we can make a lot of power out of this. Like, let's get into it. And Shell's put money into it. I feel like that's, they know more than we do in this space. I would hope at least. So, something like that's really cool. Like I already added to my watch list and I'll probably add some to my portfolio just to have it there just in case. Because I think it's again, I like investing into companies like that. That's, forward thinking and it's not your everyday, drill baby drill type stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And chat, the questions in chat were like so thoughtful and informative, and
they were great questions.
Blind Leader and Hot Trade and all of you guys, like C-Dubs, I'm looking at all your questions and they're like,
yeah, Acer had some good questions.
Real analyst questions, guys.
Yeah, these are great. Hell yeah. Yeah, I would love to have some more like energy efficient type CEOs, just CEOs in general. Obviously, we can learn about companies. I think that's awesome, especially on these smaller, small caps, because there is like a chance that you in a small cap, especially, you could 100x, right? For sure. So I think there's just a lot of cool things we can learn about a lot of different types of companies we don't really hear a ton about already, like EcoWave.
Yeah. And I mean, just when I looked at the design of the system, I was like, yes, I get it. Like, that's not going to fall apart because that's the biggest concern is anything to do with the ocean and salt water. And like it just eats through everything salt water, right? Like nothing survives salt water. Not even stone survives salt water.
Yeah.
And so like, especially if you have big storms, which, you will, like a couple of days a year, every year, you're going to have a big storm. And sometimes these storms actually destroy like actual piers, like, the piers that people put out in the ocean, like wooden piers. These storms will actually destroy, they're that powerful. So that's really, I think, my concern here is like what damage the wave energy will do, because it can be quite powerful. But yeah, if they can figure out how to as she said, even if there is damage, it's going to be on the arms. It's not going to be on the expensive stuff, which is the generator and like all of that. That's hidden away in the back somewhere.
Yep.
So how expensive it is to replace an arm, like, okay, I can get behind that.
No, 100%. She said the system itself, you pay for it in like up to like as little as 5 to 6 years. That's like that's just crazy to even think about. You know, like I was thinking like at the best, like maybe like 10 to 15, but if it's 5 to 6 in some areas, that is really, really good for, you know, even just your everyday, like cities, right? that want to, you know, maybe it's like a Miami, or maybe it's like a Tampa, or like she said, like LA, obviously with Shell. I think it's kind of I just think it's a cool concept.
Yeah. I see Acer 8 is asking about wave pools. So I met a guy day before yesterday who's actually building a pretty large wave pool in South Carolina.
That's
And
cool.
he knows all the other guys who are making wave pools around the country. There's like 10 or so wave pools in construction right now.
Yeah.
These are like surf parks essentially, where
Yep.
you know you've got different types of tech making different types of waves, but they're essentially turning it into a theme park. So it's kind of like a ski resort type business model where they're going to sell memberships.
I've
They're
seen these
going to build
before.
the houses around these surf parks. And I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. I think, like, imagine if on a ski resort you had to climb up the damn hill every time you wanted to come down. How few
Yeah.
people would do it? Like, the chairlift was a major invention, and that's like what a surf park is. Like, you can just like walk back and take the next wave. You don't have to paddle through.
Yep.
So, you know, maybe if you guys are interested, we could have some of the surf park people here as well, because I know one of them was going to take the company public or has taken the company public, and I can ask and
Yeah.
put them on.
Could you think, like, just thinking about wave power, you think there could be like wave power parks just in the middle of nowhere? Like somebody builds a massive wave pool and just like sticks these inside of it and like powers like, you know, a certain amount of like stuff with it, kind of like they do solar farms? You think that could ever be
Well, I
something that's
mean,
done?
you know, energy can't, I mean, be created
Okay,
from nothing. Right? So you
sorry,
would
guys.
have-
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Sorry
would
to
be no
interrupt the
creation.
wavy goodness, but results are out for Broadcom,
Nice.
and the stock is down about 2.5%,
Well, that's a
3.5
rip.
now, 4.5, dropping. Let's see what's happened here. Revenue is up 47% quarter on quarter, year on year. GAAP net loss of 1.8 billion for the quarter. Non-GAAP net income. Okay, so big swing. So 1.8 billion GAAP loss, 6.1 billion non-GAAP profit. Somebody please make sense of this. What is going on here? Maybe someone in
Where's the
chat.
guidance at? I wonder. Did they say anything about guidance yet?
I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
I wonder if that's what's bringing it down. Because those numbers look decent to me. Like, you know, like I don't know if it's that far, but downwards first. I'm just wondering if it's something guidance wise, if they're like, okay, and then that's why computers dump.
What is this company? Adjusted EBIT is 63% of revenue. Cash flow from operations 4.9 billion for the quarter is like 37% of revenue. Like, what do they do? Is it just like patent farming? Like, how the margins and especially the cash flow this crazy high?
Well, they're outsourcing their manufacturing to TSMC probably, right?
Yeah. Fourth quarter guidance here, 14 billion from VMware, increase of 51% year on year. Okay. So they own VMware, and that's up 51. Okay, I'll just leave this up here. We can slowly noodle through it. Someone in chat that's smarter.
Broadcom was kind of rallied because of, you know, the chip boom this year.
They did rally a lot because of that.
Exactly. So they're just going to fall with the chips, right? So with
that
AMD,
probably makes sense too, honestly. Because since, you know, they've been up, I mean, quite a bit this year. I mean, this year they started at $90. And they've went all the way up to what, I mean, right now they're at 140, but at one point they were up to like 185 or 186. So it's not like it's been a bad year for Broadcom, that's for sure.
Look at that big jump this quarter. The expectations were high, and they still beat them.
Yep.
Look at the little circles going back. That's a big jump in EPS this year.
I wonder if they're just having some negative effects from like, NVIDIA and, others that have in the AI space. It's kind of fallen in the past few days here. Even if they had really good earnings, it didn't really matter kind of thing. It's like, okay, you had great earnings. We don't care right now because you're in the AI, sector kind of thing. Because that definitely can happen because the guidance isn't terrible right there either. I mean, but again, they had been up. Like they started this year at $90. They went all the way up to 180. Right now they're at what, like a 144-ish. So like it's still not a terrible year overall. They did have a really big run up there. They haven't really had like a decent pullback like all year until now. Till this past like month or so.
It's trying to buy semiconductors right now is like catching a falling knife.
Yeah. You're not lying there. And I'm sure September is not helping that at all because again, September is a terrible month in the market usually. Definitely probably doesn't help it. But again, I do feel like there was I think we can all say a lot of the AI sector had been overbought a little bit. Let's just be honest about it. At some point we're going to see some sort of pullback in the space at least. And it seems like obviously Broadcom is seeing their pullback, happen right now, even though again, even since like mid-July, they had a down and then I guess mid-August they went back up to like 170 and then now they're falling back down again. So it's definitely been a wishy-washy since mid-July this year for them. AVGO announces quarterly stock of 53 cents. Yeah.
Guys, this is so funny. I have a friend who just texted me. He watched the show about wave energy, and he just texted me saying waves are a great source of energy. And he's been following this company back in France,
wow.
so forth. So
holy moly, random friend. When did you last speak to this friend?
I play squash with him, so I'll probably see him again today. I'll go ask him.
Nice. Old squash.
But he is an engineer. He is a PhD engineer, so
that makes sense then.
Trust his judgment.
Broadcom is down 5 something percent.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna have the Broadcom CEO on here.
Exactly. One
day we're gonna have every CEO on here.
I agree with that. I think we will have a lot of people on here, especially as it takes more and more hold and more people learn about the site. Like, I mean, like I said, even with today, obviously, even with a small cap company like EcoWave, I mean, that was, again, even her story was like super powerful, right? But the company itself and like the way it's came up and like the where she sees it's going, I think is awesome. It being in the whole, like, what did she say, like 1.5 mil or so, something like that. It's still not bad, especially in the energy sector at all. So yeah, I mean, like I said, especially as more and more countries, like the Taiwan thing is kind of cool too. I thought that was, kind of fascinating. It makes sense for something like Taiwan, an island country like that, to really take hold of like wave power.
Yeah. Just bigger the coastline, the more effective the generation would be, right?
Yep.
But also it depends,
Exactly.
like, because you would need a structure. Yeah.
Yeah, they would. You've seen that obviously on that video, the CNET video, where they had like a structure built out in the water a little bit and had obviously that was a 3D rendering, but I could see that, being in parts, like she said, that's, not so, one is not going to be harmful to the environment, and two, wouldn't be taken away from other spaces.
Okay, game is ending, guys. So
yep.
Do we have a final price, William?
It's going to be...
It's gone, Oliver, whoever is managing the ending. the game is ending and the script is running.
Yep.
And the wind is blowing and the waves are churning. And the money
Taking it
is
all.
dropping.
The money is dropping though. I mean, anybody who bought the low side, you guys are smart. Kind of like yesterday. I still can't believe we had like 2 people that were off by a penny. Like,
That's why.
I mean,
what was the swing yesterday, Jason?
It was like 10%. It was a big swing on the downside there. 10, I think it was like 10 or 12% on the downside. It was a big swing. I was surprised people got that close.
And a couple of people still got within a penny, huh?
Yeah. 2 people got within a penny, which is still crazy to think about.
Well, actually, here's a question. Do you guys like the way we're doing this format? I know there are we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but just some questions around tiebreakers. But do you generally like the format, or would you rather that this was trivia based or something totally different?
I think the format's easy right now, which I think is a good thing. So for me, at least, I like the format. I do think if you make the guess before somebody else, like obviously you should be ahead of them because you made the guess first. But yeah, I think the format's easy. So I think honestly, overall, that's what most games want. They want something that's easy that everybody can pick up on. And I think by just guessing the stock price at after earnings at 4:30, I think it's easy to play. I think anybody can play it. You don't have to be super smart, or you don't even have to keep it with the markets a lot, right? You see the price. If you have multiple tickets, you can play the downside and the upside, and hopefully you come in the money some, right? And if not, it's fine. It's free to play. So to me, I like it like this. I think it's super, super easy.
I like it too. I actually think this is a lot easier than trivia because you just have to pick a number, right? Like how hard is picking a number? You pick a stock and pick a number, and you can't really cheat because nobody really knows what's going to happen in the financial markets. Because if they did, they'd all be billionaires, right? Then there's like bigger games you can play than on stocks. You just go to the stock market and play that game.
Exactly.
So you can't really cheat. Whereas in like a lot of other formats, cheating is very endemic and very possible, right?
All right. I think we have winners too now. Winners just popped.
We have winners, yeah. Rick,
we
67.
have the winners. Let's go. Rick. 6-7 coming in first place. Oh, Trader Mike, Pro Trader Mike came in second place with $63. Chase Bands coming in third place with $38.01. Horsewitz coming in fourth place with $25.51. Easy Man coming in fifth place with $18.01. Tino's coming in sixth and seventh place with $15.51 and $13.01. Trader Prad, nobody knows that guy, coming in eighth place with $10.51. Chanel coming in ninth place with $8.01. And Yoerad coming in 10th place with $5.51. Congrats to all the winners. Obviously, if you came in like the top 100, you probably won at least $1. Yes, I am right. So honestly, I think if you came in the top like 200, I think you won at least $1 there. Congrats to all the winners today. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Hope everybody also enjoyed having Eco Wave Power on symbol, obviously Wave, WAVE. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was an awesome talk. It's cool learning about the industry and obviously how they're revolutionizing the industry to better harness the power of waves, especially on our coastal fronts. I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, congrats to all the winners. I think the comment of the day, I got to shout this out. Rick 67, is it USD? Is it really
USD? Yes, it is. It is USD. Yes, Rick. You don't have to worry. We're not paying you in some stonk token. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's not monopoly money. It's USD. It's not Japanese yen. It's USD. And we've paid out tens of thousands of dollars since this game started about 2 months ago, month and a half ago, I think, where we really with the $1,000 prize pools, maybe even like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks.
Yeah, I think it was like right at a month now.
Yeah, but you do need a bank account. You need a bank account somewhere. If you don't have one, get your parents to do it.
Yep.
And if you have any problems with withdrawal, please ping us on support. You can click on top right in your name and go to support, or you can send us an email. Both work. Cash outs are limited in certain countries because of the processing partners we use, Stripe Connect. But for most countries, it works just fine, and thousands of people have gotten their prize money withdrawn to their bank account. You cannot have that in. Can you have a BTC? I think does Stripe support BTC withdrawals? I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Let me take a look.
I have no idea.
Probably not, just given KYC issues.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was thinking too. Nope, it does not. Eddie said it doesn't. I didn't think it would either, but I guess there's always a chance. But I mean, USD is better than the BTC.
some people might disagree with you.
Yeah, I know people will just definitely disagree. I'm just trying to get chat riled up.
Bree says they've made $19 in a week. Rick says he made $140 in a week.
40.
That's awesome, guys.
Yo, nice, Rick. Nice.
Acer
I see your name up there.
Acer is in the money today. Lots of regulars in the money today. There's a shout out Pro Trader Mike. He's one of the streamers here. Follow his channel if you haven't.
Acer came in too. Let's go.
63. Acer came in. Jay Horowitz 25. Chase Bandits 38. Any other trader, Pat? Congrats on the $10. Chanel $8. Remember, if you are a creator, you can still play this game, and streamers are allowed to play and win. No problem. It's only strong staff members can't, but we don't win money even if you play. It goes back in the pool, but you can do it. Stan, great name. Stan, just Stan. Nothing else.
Yes, it's a good name, honestly. I like it.
Acer 8, Vegas Trader also won, losing in Vegas but winning here. Trader Pad again with multiple winning positions. Because one user can have multiple positions, right? You can have multiple tickets that you can earn by referring users and claiming your daily streak rewards.
Yeah, make sure you're doing that, guys. Make sure you guys are sharing your your referral links. Remember, you guys get 5 extra tickets for every time you guys share that and somebody signs up using your links. So make sure you guys are sharing that to your friends, family, your socials, everywhere. We can, have a lot of cool new people in the chat, and it's a good thing to do. See, I told you. Yeah, Alpha Exchange. He said those are fighting words. See that?
Mm-hmm. We are going to fight with that statement. How can we win Murthy's jacket? You can't win Murthy's jacket unless he decides to share it. But you can get your own hot trades if you stream on Stonks. And
you'll get the hot trades.
Yeah, deadline is today for this batch of jackets.
I think he's already. I think he might have already done it. Hot trades. You should already have yours stuff in, but if not, then message Muskan in Discord.
Yeah, and George, how long does it take to transfer to your bank? It takes about seven average 7 business days. Can be less or more depending on your country and your bank and your KYC, right? How complicated your KYC is. So, but it's an average of 7 business days, excluding weekends. You're welcome.
Yes.
Anything else, Jason, Murthy? Anything else, Chad?
I think I'm good on my end.
Yeah, look, Dr. Kelly won something again.
Oh, did she? Back. Oh, there she is. Yep.
She's back in the winnings.
What are we doing tomorrow, guys?
What are we doing tomorrow? It's Friday. I think it's crypto day, right?
Is anyone reporting earnings that we can cover instead of crypto?
Let's take a look. No earnings calls here.
I think there is.
The small caps.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Do a small cap?
Is there a small cap tomorrow? Make sure, because they like to change their darn day. We learned that already once. It's like, oh man. September 6th at 1.
These guys have revenue and earnings. We could do that. 4.5 billion market cap.
I think where to go. Here. What time they released? It looks like it says.
Oh, that's before open. Hold on. Let me go to after.
Fizz.
By the way, yeah.
Fizz reports at 1. National Beverage Fizz.
Here we go. It's during market hours. Let's go. Is there any aftermarket?
Yeah, National Beverage
is aftermarket. FIZZ Fizz.
Oh, Fizz is tomorrow?
You guys want to do this tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do fish tomorrow.
Consumer product sounds like after hours.
What time? Let's see.
Yeah, they make beverages.
Is it 1
Like
p.m. though?
Yeah, 1 p.m. I think.
Or is that Pacific? It might be Eastern though.
4 a.m.
That's the weird thing about like the companies that do it on like a Friday. Sometimes they're like so it's like, they do it like it says aftermarket, but it's really during the market.
I mean, we start our stream pretty early, right? So we're usually.
But we usually start at 4 hours, like 4 my time or 3:30 my time.
Yeah.
Let's see, earnings drop.
Yeah, we can do Fizz, guys. I think this is Pacific time.
If it's Pacific, it'll work perfectly fine, right?
Let's do Fizz. So, William, if you could set this up, please, that'd be great.
Because I would much rather do a stock if we could, but
yeah, you just get more movement. You know, you don't get the same crypto where because we're only supporting two decimal places.
It's like that's what I was going to say. If we did like a super small coin, then yeah, we could have more movement, but there's not a ton on the bigger ones that we already have.
Sprigs, the end result is stonks.com/game. If you go there, you will see a leaderboard of the winners. Acer 8, 25th, 222nd, 400, 1500, 1700. Shots on goal, man. You gotta get lots of shots on goal to win money. Blind leader, 300 and 378. What was the last place that finished in the money today? 78. Place that finished in the money today. Let's take a look. Dider says skip tomorrow, do bigger prize Monday. I mean, I like the creative thinking, you know.
But I don't want to skip tomorrow.
Okay. Boom. Going down. Let's see. It's probably there we go. So the last winning spot today was 556. That still finished with $1. Not bad.
With $1. Okay.
Not bad. $1 for hitting a button and listening to three guys talk about losing money.
True.
And you made money. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Shall we call it today?
Yeah, I guess that's everything for us today. Make sure again you guys are sharing your referral links. That way you guys get 5 extra tickets per sign up. Make sure to do that. Outside of that, yeah, like I said, it's been a great day today. It was awesome learning about obviously wave power, and let's head on over to tomorrow, and hopefully if you didn't win money today, tomorrow you win some money.
Take care, guys. Best of luck tomorrow. Thank you for playing.
Bye.